Good afternoon to all of you. After a very powerful message by Dr. Garu, which is self-explanatory, should have been understood also self by this time. Therefore, there is nothing more to be added. However, all that I have got to mention is, which he could not speak because he represents management. The management is also equally strong over here, which is deeply taking the enthusiastic interest in shaping up the future of every member over here, not only the students, the makers of the students also here. As Chanakya has said, that it is the people of the country who should be taken care of first, so that the next generation could possibly come up very well. I'm sure Dr. Garu, any time when he speaks about, he definitely speaks about all faculty, and he also speaks about what should be the welfare measures that these people have got to take care. So you need not be worried. Well, I fully agree with Dr. Garu. You need not be worried. You cannot prevent others coming up around you. You just have got to accept. How long can you keep on preventing somebody? Preventing somebody is suppressing somebody, which cannot be possible at all. Right? Today you can suppress, tomorrow you can use your Bahubali, day after tomorrow you can use it, but later all of them will emerge simultaneously, and then we have got to still stand high. Therefore, I differ in only one point with Dr. Garu, the way he mentioned that you should compete with them. Don't compete with anybody. Compete with yourself. Compete with your own performance. And always compete yourself, within yourself, to stand very high. You have got to set the standards for yourself. Others shall not set the standards for you. You have got to set the standards for yourself, and that standard is not comparing around only Guntur. You should not tell, I want to compete with IIT Tirupati. You should not tell, I want to compete with AIMS, India. It is not necessary. You think what is absolutely required, and relative steps have got to go to achieve this absolute height. And that absolute height has got to be defined only by you. And that is what is called the vision of the institution. The vision, the New Year's, the Ugadi, all these days will come to us to check in how are we really looking at our vision statement, and what mission statements have got to be modified to achieve this vision statement. And vision shall be invariant, and at the same time the vision should be characteristic of an institution. The institution should be known for its characteristic value rather than the competitive value around. Absolutely there is. Absolutely. I have definitely heard that every institution has got its identity, and that identity has got to be defined by every one of you. Don't worry. Surely, I am very much convinced. In fact, again I repeat, here to this institution, I did not know where is Vignan, what is Vignan. It was only one time meeting Dr. Garu online, and obviously I fell in love with whatever the way he spoke on that day. It was online meeting, and next I came over here. So that, let that be clear, which means I have seen that in Dr. Garu there is an intrinsic quality. That intrinsic quality is to build up the team, and he is aware, the management is strictly aware, strongly aware, that if the team is strong, if his people are strong, they lift the institution to a greater height, and therefore you shall not be concerned. Definitely you should not be concerned. One point he mentioned that obviously service to the society, taking up the challenges in the society. And on the other day also he has mentioned everybody has got to work for self, in fact, he said it in a emotionally, he said it, everybody shall be self-centered. It is not selfishness, it is not self-centeredness, it is self-stability. The self-stability will be achieved by your commitment to become self-stable, but it cannot be achieved without somebody holding the hand, and management shall hold the hand to ensure that everyone shall work for your own self-stability. And once your self-stability is assured, one should not be worried. One has got to be, in fact, that is what is the whole mythology, whole aspect in our concept of God also. Whether it is Muslim or whether it is Christian or whether it is Hindu or any Sikh or anybody, he believes in God. He trusts in God. He just does not believe in God, he trusts in God. And why does he trust? Because he has faith in God. Why does he have faith? Because God will not let me down. Therefore I shall progress. Therefore, you should also have same belief resulting into trust, and that resulting in faith in the institution, in the organization, which is obviously headed by a very able visionary, Dr. Nagabhushan Garu. So you should not be worried about at all. You should not be concerned. Well, naturally, at one point or the other, he is definitely, one I am very sure, he definitely knows that this is not a private institution. He knows that this is a public institution, because he knows that the value of this institution is to enlarge, enhance, encompass the human values, right? And to obviously build up the human ability. Therefore, he is aware what has got to be done at the ground level. So one should not be worried at all. One should have the faith. One should definitely have the faith. I am sure it could be slow, but at sometimes when people, particularly management, when they have put their effort to build up the institution, there shall always be that sense of ownership. That ownership sometimes could irritate anyone. However, that in that ownership also, you should see that how they look at every one of you as the member of the family, because that is ultimately the cause of the ownership, right? See, they have the faith, they have definitely, in fact, at times like today, why should he speak about non-teaching staff today? Why should he speak about them? Obviously because people could be unhappy is always burning in him. Isn't it? People could be very uncomfortable, could always be burning in him, and nobody need go and tell him that people are unhappy. Obviously, he knows that. That's the reason he has been worried. Now, he rightly said, heads of the department should work it out. Now is the time for you to see. Every faculty member, every scientist, every researcher should be 24/7. You should be 24/7, not necessarily sitting in the department. At home, anywhere you are 24/7, committed to your academy, committed to your research. And surely, as Dr. Nagabhushan Garu has mentioned, all non-teaching or not non-teaching support teaching system. They are the support research system. They shall definitely be the people. In fact, you should remember, there was one movie of Nambiar, the ISRO chief, and then when they went to Russia, they waited for the technician to come from India to go over there to set it right. Right? So we ultimately have got to depend upon you. Our PhDs, our research accolades ultimately lies with the implementation skills from the non-teaching staff. Now it is a time for us to think that the non-teaching should work in 2 shifts. They have got to work in 2 shifts. We will not compromise, we will not really increase the amount of number of hours that you have got to put in, but then we have got to enhance, we have got to stretch the number of hours that we have been working. Therefore, now heads of the department should come out with a strong proposal to me, which definitely shall reach Dr. Lavu Gattaya Garu, the way methodically these non-teaching people have got to work for 2 shifts. In fact, at several times I have been telling Dr. Lavu Gattaya Garu that even construction work should happen in 2 shifts. One day shift and another totally night shift. Of course, night shift is very expensive, because I know how much expensive it is, because I have got the experience, because I had to arrange for the entire illumination of that place. I have to arrange for night coffee, night tea for them, and I have got to arrange for night snacks also for them, and these people should not sleep in the night, and at the same time I should ensure that these people should sleep in the daytime. I know how much it is very difficult. Of course, Dr. Lavu Gattaya Garu may not have this experience. I have that experience. I have that experience, and surely Dr. Lavu Gattaya Garu has been listening to that, because I have been telling that. Right? So now heads of the departments, it is your call. 25 has come, it is your call. Now, how optimally could you utilize your non-teaching staff to shape up the entire institution? You should give me a proposal, right? Well then, there shall be plenty of interesting proposals, but you should make a team. The Dean AA should definitely make immediately a small team to see how at least these people should work in 2 different shifts, putting the total work, which is about 40 to 45 hours minimum 40 to 45 hours per week. You have enough work, right? This point has got to be taken. Okay, number 1, don't worry, put in real physical term. Don't worry about your emoluments. Don't worry about your salary. Don't worry about your increments. Don't worry about that, because surely, if not management, Dr. Lavu Gattaya Garu will not be against to that, right? He has built the institution. Therefore, only an architect knows how the whole institution has got to go ahead. Number 2, as I mentioned, don't fall into any dirty competition, because any dirty competition always leads into unnecessary rat race. Don't do that. Keep an absolute vision. Keep one vision which shows, which shall become the characteristic value, characteristic signature of the institution, and we should reach that. And number 3, surely come out with a new formula. Come out with a new way, not compromising on the quality of work and not also compromising on the minimum number of hours of work that we have got to put in. That's all. We shall do it. Right? We shall definitely do it. We shall definitely achieve beautifully. See, any other institution you could see. What is the title? What is the name of those private institutions? Even Dr. Lavu Gattaya Garu also could have chosen Lavu University. Isn't it? But then why did he choose Vignan? Right? So that itself tells that commitment to the value is most important. Right? Well then, as Dr. Lavu Gattaya Garu has already addressed that there are several challenges lying ahead for 25. Most important is, as all academicians know, that you are already working for revising your academic regulations for R25. That has got to happen. And when Professor Ramakrishna came to me, asked me that you have got to be present when they are submitting the application for, application for NBA. At one end I was thrilled. At the other end, I was also happy with them that they have tried to take up this challenge, because you have got to accept the challenge. And most important, which I have been watching, is over the years, things are gradually changing. We shall, by the end of 25, we should be able to reach. Naturally, that shall be the concern of management also. We should be able to reach, to remain transparent, not necessarily putting any efforts of any sort of preparation like the local governments would do when President of India would come. Every day our institution should be open for anybody to come, any NBA team, any AACT team, any inspection, let anything happen. We shall reach that level. Right? When we reach that level, absolutely in what way you are, in what way you are less than any other institution. We shall do that. We shall definitely do that. And 2025, what does it mean? It just means 21st century, quarter of 25th century is over. For this century to get completed, only remaining is 75 years. And 75 years is not too big a number. 75 numbers also will roll off. Next target for India is obviously 2047. And the value that this institution celebrates Gandhi Jayanti for entire 1 week should definitely a value addition here, because people shall speak and people shall not speak to remember what they have spoken, which means people shall speak only the truth, and truth need not be remembered when you have spoken. All the best. Have a wonderful day. Thank you very much.